The first reaction people get when I mention my name, Ash Rajan, is that I don't look like a Reagan. And it all happened back in 1986 when I first set foot with my career on Wall Street. When I was in business television, as part of representing Morgan Stanley and Merrill, I would be on CNN and CNBC, and the anchors couldn't quite say my name. So Ashok became Ash. I could get that. But Rajan to Reagan, that was really pushing the envelope. But I compromised, and the name stuck all these years. So when I really go back to 86, you could virtually count the fingers in your one hand, the number of Indian Americans on Wall Street. That was a very few. In fact, perhaps I was the first one to be on business television, Indian American. Having said that, my segue the last 28 years has been one of traveling to exotic places and representing the firms I did in bringing markets content to the people the firm served. Understandably, that was the dues I paid. But the passion came from two gifts that my parents and my grandparents gave me. One was the gift of understanding and mastering the language, both the spoken and the written word. English was the lingua franca of the family. We thought in English, fought in English, reflected, swore in English. And in fact, that has helped me today in many walks of life. When I go back again and look at my second passion, which is travel, again, introduced to me by my parents who traveled extensively, the travel perhaps birthed my love and affection for wine. And with travel came again my parents' penchant for entertaining prolifically. So today, my wife and I are prolific hosts. We entertain all the time, and I truly believe that skill and that art of entertaining is trickling down to my children. So when I capture it all, there is this amalgam of a sort of a wannabe Renaissance man, and I have to balance that with the fact that I'm a Wall Street strategist. And now today, pursuing my own private practice at Janney Montgomery Scott, I'm able to bring hopefully all those years of collective making mistakes in the market and bring them down to clients, bring them down to families. Women are my specific niche, and that is my educational outreach that I've made a commitment to women. Now back to wine again. Somewhere along the road, I got certified in France. My wife still thinks that one of the silliest accomplishments in my life. I had to go to France, do 5 very torrid exams, got certified by the French, and since then, I've curated wine events around the world, at culinary centers, at Davos in Switzerland, at events around the globe. And what really drives me is the fun and frolic of entertaining with wine and bringing the knowledge of wine and the charisma of wine to my friends and family. So there is the Wall Street strategist component that sort of segues into the wine component, to the world traveler, which now, that legacy is now trickled to my children who have wanderlust and traveled all around the world. And the final aspect of that, somewhere in that mix, was my interest in collecting 18th century Louis XVI and Sheraton furniture and decorative arts, something that I've gotten to love and enjoy, and I'm beginning to see if my children are turned on by this legacy. They're not quite there yet, but they're intrigued. To sum this off, when you bring in my myriad likes and dislikes and passions, and people ask me, Ash, how do you find the time to do all of this? And I have to say just one thing. My very, very supportive wife, Mariette, and my children have egged me on, cheerleaded me, and I counter and support them in advance. So today, whether it's art, collecting art of pieces of furniture, whether it's wine, if it's pursuing my strategy on Wall Street, or photographing birds and animals in Africa, having published a few of those coffee table books, I have to say, life is a journey. Lots of obstacles thrown at you, but the high will always pursue you if you pursue the high. Thank you.